I think the key thing is right from the top of your organization, you want to popularize cybersecurity and make sure that people understand it's a corporate priority. Welcome back to Rarefied Air. This is part 2 of a 3-part series in which I'm talking about security, how to make your organization more secure. In the first episode, I talked about the importance of having a secure organization. In this episode, I'm going to talk about several steps that you can take, which are pretty easy to implement and make good sense and will at least increase the level of security preparedness for your organization. So here are 7 simple takeaways, things that are actionable that you can take back to your organization. It starts with multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication, we're all familiar with. You try to log into an application or a site or a store, and then you get a code on your phone, or some phones are set up to do facial recognition. You take that code and you just type it in. That's multi-factor authentication. That's super easy to implement, and your IT organization, whoever supports your IT, can easily implement that. The second is to monitor what's happening within your organization. Monitor which websites people are going to. Prohibit some websites that they shouldn't go to. Again, that's pretty easy for your IT organization to implement. The third is use of an EDR. I'm not going to go too far into what an EDR is, but it's simply a cybersecurity detection that detects things like suspicious behavior. And you can implement that on all your computers, on your PCs, Macs, cell phones, Linux servers, etc. And that feeds back into a central security operations center, which may be an outside group or something inside your IT group. But if there's any suspicious activity, this will detect it immediately and allow you to take action quickly. The fourth is to establish a partnership with a cybersecurity firm, an external organization that is an expert and current on cybersecurity. And the reason you want to do this in advance is it takes time. So if you're down because of ransomware, or you have an intruder in your network and you shut your network off, or any type of event, you don't want to be in a situation where you haven't established this partnership, because it takes time to get purchase orders and contracts and legal documents signed. So you want to be able to move immediately if something happens. The fifth step is to have a communication plan. Now, this takes some effort because you have to work across your organization and be prepared in the event something should happen to communicate clearly with your customers, your employees, your partners, everybody that you deal with. And step 6 of 7 is a lot of fun. Just get a group together from around your company and do a tabletop exercise. What do I mean by that? That's simply sitting there and thinking about an imaginary event. You've been hit with ransomware. You have an intruder in your network. It could be any type of security event. The fun part is you look at how your organization would respond in that imaginary event, and you'll learn a lot. You'll learn what you do well, and you'll see some gaps that you need to address. So the 7th step is a homework exercise for you. Go out and search on the following term, NIST, that's NIST, Cybersecurity Framework. That's a framework that can help any organization in any market think through their security strategies, procedures, communication, a whole range of topics, starting with governance, all the way through how to respond in an event that might have occurred. So I hope those 7 steps are useful for you. The next topic I want to talk about is a culture of security. It's not hard to establish. You find people from around the organization that have an interest in security or cybersecurity and get them together. Maybe you have a global security day. Maybe you create a special interest group. If you do that, you won't have trouble getting people interested and getting people to come together to communicate. You can also create different communication channels, a Teams channel, for example. There are other ways to communicate too. An area where people can post things that are related to cybersecurity. So as we close out episode 2, I have a question that I want you to think about because we're going to cover this in episode 3, and that is maturity. No, not my maturity, but how mature is your organization in terms of cybersecurity? Think that through, because we're going to cover that in the next episode. I'll see you there.